So coming up, we have K.A. Hurd Jr. and Logan. Oh, here it's hi, K.A. and Logan Simmering. Welcome, both of you. Hi there. So this is different because you're both running for city council seats in Cincinnati. So it'd be really helpful if you kind of explained to everyone how many seats there are and how that's working. Kay, why don't you start, and Logan then kind of chime in on that.
Yeah, so I'm K. Hurd Jr., running for the 2021 Cincinnati City Council as Green representative, and endorsed by the Hamilton County Green Party and also the Ohio Green Party. So it's an at-large race, 9 seats available. So the top 9 vote getters get a seat. We don't have no wards, no districts as far as voting wise. But yeah, the top 9 vote getters get a seat.
Yeah, and even more significantly this year, a third of the existing sitting council was indicted last year. So we have only one elected councilor from the last round who's running for re-election, and then 4 appointed councilors who are running. So it's a big year for kind of wild card campaigns.
Wow, that is something. But, we want to say shocking, but not surprising as we hear about these things around the country when the parties of war on Wall Street are taking over and running our cities. So that with the two of you both in this race, have you done any work together? Do you connect with each other's campaigns? We know that Greens will often, in terms of ranked choice voting or proportional representation, be working together.
In the beginning, we definitely worked together a lot. We collected signatures together quite a few times. We campaigned at different events together, especially at little festivals and things like that. We can definitely get together a little bit more, but we have had our times that we crossed paths, and it's always a great time being with Logan, regardless if it's at the Board of Elections or out on the street somewhere, whatever the case may be. So,
we've been supporting each other. We haven't necessarily been coordinating closely as we probably should have, but been out there together quite a bit.
Great. And Logan, before we started the show, we talked a little bit about what it was like in the city council before in Cincinnati. So maybe you would tell us a little bit about that. As you know, Greens often are promoting more proportional representation in elections, more representation of different parties and different constituencies.
So Cincinnati actually was a pioneer of proportional representation back in the 1920s. Before that, the city was run basically out of a bar in one of the neighborhoods by a boss. There was a big charter reform in the 20s, which formed Cincinnati's actually third party, the charter rights. The Greens are our fourth party. And that led to a proportional system, which was at large, and sort of people would rank who they wanted to be in the top 9. And that worked well for several decades, but it was done away with. For first past the post on the top 9. It would definitely be nice to get back to that, or another system sort of derived from that, but we'll see where we can get from there. There's a lot of things we want to change with the charter.
Great. Well, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your campaign, specifically your issues and what you're focusing on, and then we can hear from KA about that.
Yeah, so I'm focusing a lot on trying to devolve power away from City Hall, kind of work myself out of a job, put it into our formalize our relationships. We have community councils that are sort of nonprofits the city helps, recognizes as representations of the city and gives a little money to. I like to formalize that relationship a little more, give a lot more power to them to help develop the budget, help control how the police operate, control how development happens in the city, things like that. Beyond that, I want to focus a lot on improving affordable housing. A lot of ideas in that area. Getting to see, much more ecologically sound. I'd like to see it carbon neutral by 2035 at the latest, before we all boil to death. And then, to that end, improve public transit and urban agriculture and a lot of other things. I have a pretty extensive platform if you want to check out my website and my social media.
Yes, you mentioned participatory democracy in a way and supporting workers' co-ops. And is that something you see that could be done on the local level in Cincinnati?
Absolutely. We have a very good nonprofit involved in cooperatives now, Co-op Cincy. I'd like to see the city support them a lot more by establishing a right to purchase for workers in businesses that are shutting down for various ways, and establishing a office of cooperative development, and ideally having a public bank which can provide favorable rates to cooperatives for financing, among other things.
Great. It sounds terrific. And so let's go over to KA and hear a little bit about the issues in your campaign, how that's going for you. What are you focusing on?
Oh yeah, so I mean, of course, about everything that's going on within Cincinnati, we definitely got to clean up the corruption. We don't want to add up. We don't want to add to it. So we want to make sure that we get to the grassroots of it. We want to make sure that we don't take the PAC funds or the corporations or whatever the case may be. We want to make sure that we are actually getting into our communities. I want to make sure that we are inside our community councils. Make sure we are empowering them. Make sure we give them the resources that we need. We have 52 communities in Cincinnati, and only 9 people represent them. And sometimes, most times, not all of them get represented. But my job is, or my main focus is, everyone, every last one of them get represented by being elected. Also, there's some community councils that's not existent within the 52. I believe maybe like 5 or 6 of them, which we need to get off the ground, because there's funds that our city holds. If they don't have a community council to give it to, it's called NSP funds. They just keep it. They keep it. Then all of a sudden we have this brand new development nobody wanted inside our city, and it's only going to one part of our city when we have a whole 52 neighborhoods, and we can't just sponsor a project in just one community when we all can benefit from it. Like we have a streetcar that's just go downtown. It just go on one street, over one street, come down one street, and that's it. It's ridiculous. Like we need this. I mean, it's a great idea because I feel like it'll help our environment for as long as we're not using fossil fuels. But like for as transportation get to one community to another. But yeah, that's my main thing is our community councils. Make sure that we get better public safety for as our police and fire. I feel like they've been doing a pretty good job, but we can always get better, especially what's going around town, and then our safe infrastructure. We need to be future focused. Make sure that we keep our streets clean. Make sure we have transportation to every neighborhood. Our neighborhoods need to be interconnected, regardless if it's with bike lanes or walking trails, whatever the case may be. Our city needs to be accessible to all.
Thank you, Kay. Did you want to jump in on there, Logan? Were you about to
Yeah, I
say
just want to say we had a fantastic plan for the streetcar that the state and our current mayor basically shut down. They fought development of it all the way. There's a fantastic potential for light rail in the city, and we can definitely bring it back.
Yeah. Was that something that either one of you were involved in, or organizations that you knew of, or the Green Party?
That was before my time. And actually, our local Green Party opposed the streetcar.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So how has it been campaigning? It's obviously been a challenge with the pandemic. Are you either able to go out in the street and meet people? Are you finding new ways to campaign? To touch voters that might be different than how we may have campaigned a couple of years ago? Do you want to start out, Kay?
Yeah. So the main thing is that I believe we both can agree that we want to do this. We want to do this for our city. So regardless of what we got to go through or whatever we have to do, we'll do it. Just like when we get in office, we're gonna do anything and everything that we need to do for our citizens, for our family, I should say, because that's who I'm serving for. I'm serving for each and every individual within Cincinnati. And yes, it was challenges or whatever the case may be, but it's going to be challenges with anything. So we fought through it. We fought through the COVID things. Make sure we masked up, wear gloves, or whatever the case may be that we needed to do to get our signatures. And we out here campaigning, knocking on doors, and everything that we need to do to the best of our ability, with or without the problems. There's something else got thrown in our way. I believe both of us will be able to get through it to the best of our ability.
Thanks. Yes. And Logan, did you want to add to that? What it's been like
Yeah.
actually campaigning for you?
Yeah. Personally, I pushed back even starting my campaign a lot partially because of COVID, among other reasons. So that was present a bit of a challenge getting a late start. But since this spring, everybody's kind of incorrectly decided the pandemic's over. So getting out to meet people isn't that difficult, other than I'm an iron worker, so my job takes a lot out of me. So it's a little hard to muster the energy to canvas as much as I really ought to be, but I'm getting out there.
Great.
Getting
and as we
labor endorsements at least.
Right. Yes, I was going to say. So as we wind down, first, Logan, if there's something you'd like to highlight about your campaign, and it sounds like as an iron worker, as a union worker, you did get support from your unions, which is great. That's always important when you're able to get some labor support.
Yeah, that's been very, very crucial. Just getting support from especially my local, but also the other building trades unions have been supporting me.
Terrific.
Really helped financially.
Yeah. Is there something you'd like to kind of end with about your campaign in terms of your website or a particular issue or a highlight, something that's coming up?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have Logan, then we'll switch over to you. This way, we get our sound in order.
Everybody check out my website, simmeringforcincinnati.com, and on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, LPCS at LPCS43C. And everybody who's outside of Cincinnati, can always use more money to help get things done. Anybody's in Cincinnati, watch the Facebook. We'll have a steady stream of events coming up in the near future.
Great. Thank you. And so KA, give us some information about your campaign, maybe something you want to highlight. And I just have to say, like your slogan, I keep track of the campaign slogans, stay heard. I love it.
Oh yeah, once heard, stay heard. Hey, it's very important. A lot of people don't feel like they heard, and that's changing. That is changing, especially we get elected, whatever the case may be. We're gonna make sure that any and everybody is being heard, regardless of your race, regardless of your income, regardless of your religion, whatever the case may be. You're gonna be heard regardless. But yeah, you can check me out. Stay heard. StayHeardCommittee.Weebly.com. You can check me out on the website, or even follow me on Twitter if you haven't followed me already. It's KAHEARD JR. K.A. Heard Jr. That's my Twitter. And then you can just hit me up on that if you need any more links to anything else. Please feel free to reach out. I try to be responsive as possible. Sometimes, I'm a little late because I'm doing some things, but hey, you are important just like anything else. And I will reach right back out to you. Shout out to everybody that's following me, that has reached out to me and everything. I really do appreciate all the love, and people not even in Cincinnati have donated. I appreciate that. Y'all know people that's in Cincinnati that can volunteer. Let me know, or send them to the website, or if you know any, or if you haven't donated yet, if you want to, please feel free. I will give you all the information. The best way to contact me is either through my email, stayheard@gmail.com, or Facebook, K.A. Heard Jr. I mean, not Facebook. I'm sorry, Twitter. But yeah, I mean that same thing. Facebook, whatever you feel free. Reach out to me. We can speak on issues or whatever the case may be. I appreciate the Green Party. This is my first time being at Green. This is my first time running. Like it's been amazing process so far. But we got so much more to do, even beyond this campaign. And Green all day. Vote Green. Vote Heard. Vote Simmering. Hey, We're gonna do this, y'all. We're gonna do this.
Thank you so much. We are talking to K.A. Hurd Jr. and Logan Simmering, both running for at-large city. Cincinnati. Wish you both good luck, and everyone check out their websites to donate and support their campaign.